Hello, my name is Rafael Brown. I'm a school teacher from Southern Cross Distance Education Centre in Ballina, and I've been teaching for 5 years, and I graduated Southern Cross in 2010.
Hi, I'm Rozzie and I graduated from Wollongong Uni about 4 years ago. I'm teaching in high schools for 2 years, and then I've gotten into homeschooling the last 2 years. Currently homeschool 2 primary age children, an 11-year-old girl and an 8-year-old boy.
Distance education is a form of education that caters for students who are unable to attend school for a various number of reasons.
Homeschooling traditionally is parents educating their children at their own home. I guess I've fallen into a role where I'm employed to come and educate one family's children in their home, and it started off as helping out the family, covering certain subjects, and I guess I've found myself more and more involved with the children's education as time's gone by.
We enrol them on categories such as school phobia, that's like the inability to travel to school or go to school for just fear of actually being there from bullying and things like that. And I've got a whole bunch of other categories such as gifted and talented for students who are in, say, the surfing sort of scene, who need to travel a lot. Then we also have a bunch of medical concerns too for people who have had issues that have come up. And so basically we look after students who cannot attend normal school or don't fit that mould, and we look after them in such ways.
Homeschooling suits families that they either travel a lot and so they can choose different holidays to take. In our case, the 11-year-old girl has dyslexia, and she needs or benefits a lot more from the one-on-one attention that she needs to really develop those skills.
So distance education is different from the mainstream setting in that it's more of a one-on-one tailored approach. So often the students have very specific needs, and those needs are met through all the teachers that I work with. And so in most of the circumstances I am given the work by a teacher at the HQ, and then what we do is I travel out to wherever they are, and we work one-on-one in an effort to try and either fill in gaps in their learning or just to try and give them the support they need that they wouldn't be receiving from travelling to a normal school every day.
The aspects that are different for homeschooling really is the flexibility. I mean, we're not locked into certain times or even hours, and the kids are a lot more in tune with how they're feeling. They're like, oh, we need to have a stretch, so we can get up and have a stretch. We go outside in the slack line and practice our timetables there, or we can go for a swim and do spelling or whatever there. And the kids they know how they're feeling, and then when they're right into it, you don't have to disrupt them and say, okay, it's lunchtime now, because they're just fully engaged and working on something that's really brilliant. Homeschool children are required to follow the same New South Wales Board of Study curriculum, so we work from that, and I guess it's adapted for the kids in their own way. And I often find that I'll come in with lots of ideas of what we're going to do and how we're going to cover certain subjects, and they'll just run with it, and they'll take what we've learnt and then say, what about this, can we apply it to that, and this and that, and we go with it, and they do most of the learning and real life discovery themselves.
So there are many challenges that exist in distance education, and these are met through a variety of methods. One of the biggest challenges that a lot of the teachers face is actually finding the students. A lot of them come from low socioeconomic backgrounds, and often getting hold of even a phone number to find them or a place that they can be contacted is pretty difficult. So it's a lot of sort of chasing, but it's also challenging and fun, which is good. But yeah, just engaging the students and finding them is one of the most difficult aspects. And then once you have found them, developing like an instant rapport where you can just engage them straight away is also a challenge that I think a lot of the teachers face in that aspect.
The challenges I found with homeschooling, first of all, it was finding what my role actually was. It's sort of an undefined new role, and you're working, really closely with a family in their home, whose role it is for discipline and behaviour management. It's a bit fuzzy. So if you have your own classroom, you're very clear on your, what your students need to be doing and where they step over the line. When you're in someone else's home, that's a bit fuzzy, and so if the student gets up and just walks off and helps themselves to food, is that acceptable or not? And you need to work that out with the parents and the students.
If you want to become involved in distance education, it requires the same process as any mainstream teacher in any school. So a position will be available on the department website. You don't have to just go through the process of developing your CV, answering the questions related to what they're requiring, and then should you be invited to interview, go through that process. So it's the same as any other school in that regard, and then the more tickets you have and the more suited you are to a position, they'll look at that and hopefully you'll be able to get the job you want.
My friend saw a job advertised on Gumtree. I thought it was just after school tutoring, and so called up the mother and had a chat, and she was looking for someone to help her out with homeschooling her children. Then I went and met with them and just had some ideas, and she was like, yeah, cool, we'll try it out. And that turned from 2 days a week to 3 days, and now I'm 4 days with them. And yeah, so and it was sort of a luck, be there at the right time, meet the right family kind of thing. But I can sort of see, especially in this region, there's lots of homeschool kids, and I think there's lots of families who you can't send your kid to school part-time, but I'm sure if that was an option they would. So maybe an area, like there's a gap for a group of people to have a meet-up space for some homeschool kids where they can come and just share their own skills and learn other extracurricular activities and things you'd do at school as well.
If there's any beginning teachers, I wouldn't recommend going into distance education earlier on in your career, as there are too many lessons that you need to learn in a face-to-face classroom that are invaluable. And in distance education, you lose that human element. There's a lot of computer work, a lot of travelling, a lot of things like that. And it's a great job, but if you want to engage with young people, then you'll do a lot more engagement in a face-to-face classroom. So I'd be looking more towards that angle, heading for that part of your education.
I'd recommend to beginning teachers just finding your niche, do what you love, and the kids pick up on that and they know when you're passionate about something, and you can't help but be a really excited, good teacher if you're teaching something that you really feel strongly about.
Yeah, good luck with your career and good luck to everyone out there.
Thank you. Cheers.
There you have it. Thank you very much, Rosalind, for your insights into homeschooling.
No worries. Good luck, Mr. Devonshire.
Thank you.